Andrew, we're here.
Ryan. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know either. I think I'm just trying to play off the energy of my
shirt. That shirt is amazing.
Thank you. Look, it's because I missed the Jimmy Buffett concert from last week where they had like all those celebrities come out. So I was like, let me wear a shirt that shows I'm just cool and breezy, man.
Yeah, baby.
Cheeseburgers in paradise and stuff. I was never a huge Jimmy Buffett fan, and then not that I'm knocking people who are, but I remember being in one of those weird pandemic jobs where I was delivering wine at one point. No big deal. I was riding around with a guy who refused to wear a mask and loved Jimmy Buffett, and so I can't think about.
Wow,
Jimmy Buffett without thinking about it, but yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. And
you ever been to a Margaritaville?
I was literally just about to bring that up.
Oh.
I have not, but I'm always intrigued because that's one of the new. It's been a while since you've been in the Times Square area. That's one of the new big hotels. Is a Margaritaville. Like there's a.
It's
Margaritaville.
A hotel.
Yes.
Not just a restaurant. Okay.
Nah, I'm sure there are restaurant versions too, and I'm sure there's a restaurant in this particular Margaritaville, even though there's a Popeyes right across the street. But oh wait, no, that one closed. They moved it to 45th. Not that I'm keeping track. But it's a hot spot, and it seemed like for a second that it was going to close down, and I was like, that seems crazy because the place is always packed. Like There's always tourists coming out of there. It's the same reason Bubba Gun Shrimp is still open. Like Times Square is chain stuff.
Yeah,
there's a Raising Cane's now. People are going crazy over that. There's all kinds of quote unquote dispensaries. It's an odd. Times Square is like always one step forward, two steps back, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But I will always hold in my heart the Arby's next to Port Authority. That is my go-to every time I come back to New York.
It's still there too. And now there's what's next to it? Like some Korean chicken, like Jojibi, something like that. I forget. Yeah. It's your choice. Yeah. Your choices in Times Square, not that they've always been like great, but post lockdown, they have gone to like, you can get fast food and it's probably going to be expensive, or you can pay like $40 at like some chain restaurant for a burger. So that's where we're all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Somewhere in the Ring, not somewhere in Times Square. I'm Andrew Stanford, and this is Ryan Sprague. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Andrew. I am back in Scotland.
That's right.
You could tell by my background with the toys that you love so much, my lovely Funkos.
Oh yeah. I also love the bit of reverence that you put on Scotland. You I am back in Scotland. Like it was I was like, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah.
I'm also repping our good boy Logan Paul as usual.
Oh well, we gotta get paid, or we gotta get him paid. Do we have to pay him for having that up there?
Oh,
is that how that works? Do they pay him for having it on the ring?
I really hope not. I don't know how that works.
I assume they must. Well, maybe or maybe not. Yeah, I'm not sure how that ad stuff is always. That's why I'm not in advertising, but I would assume he's paying them to have it up there. Right?
Yeah, because he's advertising I don't get it.
Like no one's tuning into WrestleMania being like, I gotta see that Prime logo on the ring, right?
Exactly.
I assume. I could be wrong.
Will somebody listening to this tell us how ads work? Because we're still trying to figure that out. That's why we have a Patreon. We just beg for money. We don't advertise. Not
By
yet.
By the way, that's patreon.com/somewhere in the ring. I mean, we don't advertise our show. We got it. We got some ads on our show, right? Which is still fun. There's that Jeremy Strong play. That's been cool to hear. Other great eOne podcasts have been advertising on our show. It's been really fun. Yeah, it's been good. It's been very good. And I was just about to say something else and I lost it. So forget it. Why are we here, Ryan? Why are we here for this mini episode?
So, as our patrons know, we do match commentaries where we talk through some of the most memorable matches in WCW, WWE. Maybe we'll dip into some other brands and territories.
I think that's a good idea for next time. We should try to do. I would love. And maybe we can do this because the Iron Claw is going to be streaming on Max as of like May 10th. So maybe we can watch some real old, some WCW or what it is, WCCW. I forget which one it is.
WWW.
But those are all, you can watch like those shows, like the Von Erich shows like that we're playing. They're like all on YouTube. Like it's all just up there for free. And it's really fun. There's one in particular. Maybe we can do one from the movie. It's Ric Flair against Kerry Von Erich in a stadium of like 40,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome. Like an outdoor stadium. It's in like the middle of the day, it feels like. And it's a big plot point in the film, but you don't actually get to see the match, and I won't say why. But we'll have to talk about that soon too.
I'm so in.
Oh, dude, I loved that movie. I loved it. loved it. Even though it's a tough watch. But yeah, we are here today to talk Lita and Trish Stratus. I think I wanted so hard not to like hit that too that I just eliminated it entirely. So, but yeah, Trish Stratus, which is kind of hard to say fast. Wrestling on a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
and what's fun about this is that both of these two have been active in the WWE within the last year. There was a big feud between the two of them that involved. I think involved Becky Lynch as well, right?
Yes,
yeah. So it's been fun to see them return and get their druthers, as it were. And especially what I love is Lita was a wrestler first, I believe. I could be wrong on that, and I know Trish was a model who became a wrestler. Mm-hmm. But was a very good wrestler. It wasn't somebody who was just we're just gonna, you look attractive, so we're gonna push you out there and put you down to your broad panties. That happened as well. But she kind of it was nah, y'all are gonna respect me and respect what I'm capable of in the ring. And I can't. I'm excited to kind of watch this match, a match that there's a very good chance that I saw live.
Yeah,
on TV.
Right. I know this was in 2004, and this was for the women's championship.
Ooh.
So, I mean, the fact that they're
I
main
love that
eventing
women's
Raw
title too. Yeah. That old school women's title looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does. I think we're going to get a peek at it here.
Sweet.
Let's see. I'll pull this up here.
And as always, if you want to watch this match with us, it's on YouTube. We'll have the link in the show breakdown, so check it out, listen to us. So just to give them a primer, we're going to talk about this match as it's happening. The volume's going to be turned pretty down, so if you want to hear it with actual volume, you can do that on your own system, but otherwise you're just going to hear our sweet melodic gravelly voices.
Maybe yours.
Maybe yours. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get right down here with it. Brother.
Nice.
I don't know.
Brother. All right, let's pull up this match. We got Trish and Lita. Let's go.
Oh man. Come on. Well,
God.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
The broken nose. I remember that.
Broken nose era, yep.
Yeah.
And it's all about the title, but I think it's about a whole lot more.
Wow. Ooh. I love that belt so much.
That does look so cool.
It's really, the design in it is just fantastic. And we're coming hot off of some new tag titles getting shown, some new, it's pretty sweet to see. The tag titles that just came out, the SmackDown tag titles, the WWE tag titles, are some of the best looking titles that they have made in years.
Absolutely love them. Yeah,
it's not just a showcase of we already know it's the WWE. We don't need the logo. Lita, man, love her. So much energy right off the bat.
She was just so beloved. It's crazy.
And this is pre-rated R. Rated R KO or rated R superstar stuff, all that weird. She was having an affair with Edge, so let's just work it into the.
So there's that
storyline, but here we get into just some pure wrestling.
This is when she kind of broke out from the Hardys, if I'm correct.
Oh, sure, okay.
Yeah.
And this would have been long after I wonder what S.A. Rios is up to. Remember, I feel like that's who she debuted with, because they were both in WrestleMania 2000, the video game. And then she just kind of like went away from that. And S.A. Rios never really kept up in the old WWF.
Yeah.
And, oh man.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Locking up.
Here we go.
So this is the main event, you said?
Main event of Raw.
That's pretty. Oh, and it's on Spike TV. I saw that Spike symbol back there. What a weird
time. I know.
Because I feel like maybe wrestling was starting to see a dip in popularity. It's wild to me that in a post, invasion era, post a lot of these things. Oh man.
Can I just? What is in the ring? There's some blood on
it looks like somebody was bleeding earlier. Yeah.
Dang, we'll have to look that up.
Yeah. But I always wonder, and I'm sure there's probably some answers into this, as to what made them leave the USA Network the first time. We know why they're leaving them now.
Yeah.
Because Netflix is throwing the whole bag at them.
Yeah.
Whoa, close. But for here, I assume things were still pretty popular, man.
I don't know what that was. They were, this was like a weird era where like they did the Spike TV thing, and then like it
started until they were, if I remember correctly, on. That was that was a good bump. Yeah. Oh man, and she's selling it so great. These two are just both so fantastic. Is she about to hop out the ring? Do it, Lita. Do it.
Move. Dude.
Nice.
Neck.
Oh no.
Oh,
that looked awful.
Let's check in on her.
Ouch. Man, that. Don't show me
again.
A replay.
It looks like maybe her shoulder took most of the impact, but my God.
That's a good way to shatter your collarbone, it looked like. Whoa.
Well, if I'm correct, Lita did break her neck at one point.
Really?
Yeah, she was out for like a year.
But I believe WWE went to Spike TV when it was still TNN. Yep, Trish takes that. And use it as a weapon. Let's go.
Sorry, what were you saying about Spike?
So it was TNN, if I remember correctly. That was the name of the network. And WWE was with them when they were TNN. Like, they jumped over at TNN, and then it became Spike TV, this very, like, stripperella and Blade the television show with sticky fingers and WWE Raw and the Joe Schmo show. Actually, Joe Schmo might have been when it was still TNN. And if you look at that cast now, I think Kristen Wiig was in the Joe Schmo show, and so was David Hornsby, who plays Rickety Cricket on
right.
Yeah, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But wow, oh man.
Ooh.
Trish just pulling Lita up by the neck. That's rough.
Yeah, Trish. Oof. We'll have to watch it at some point. I brought it up a few times, that cage match she recently did with Becky Lynch.
Oh, yeah. I'd be down for that.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah? Oh, that's awesome.
These two were like big rivals, I know, for a while, but in real life, they're like best friends.
Yeah, and it's because, they were two of the best workers in the women's division at the time. Like, they had lost Jacqueline at this point. They had and there were still people that would come in and out. Victoria, I remember, being a good worker. Like, they definitely had people who could
Jacqueline,
wrestle,
Ivory, Ivy. Oh, and they're showing this again.
Oh, and they're showing it in slow motion.
God.
We had a quick break there because I had to go check on my kids. So if there's a little sound jump there, what you're hearing is we are now at Trish has Lita in a full Nelson. And there we go. So that's where we are. That's where we're at in the match. They are really taking it to each other.
They do not pull punches. And it's because they trust
look,
each
and there's
other.
more blood over there. It's true. There's something to be said for like in-ring chemistry just in general. And it's so important. There's so many benefits to it. And one of it is just like, you can go like a little harder on each other, knowing you can trust the other. You're not going to be in a Ryback situation.
Exactly.
So.
Or a Goldberg situation. I did it.
Situation. Another bald muscular man. That was a pretty red. Come on. They are hurt, and they're selling so well. I love Lita. This is like the third time that I've seen Lita get hurt and just kind of like fold up into herself a little bit.
She was so good at that.
I feel like that's like a Jeff Hardy thing too. What happened to Trish's hand? Did you see that blood in her hand, or did she have Lita's hair in her hand?
Might have been her hair.
Oh, that was a close count. I love good close counts. There's that superplex again. Ouch.
Yeah.
But it was some close counts. There were a couple of WrestleMania too. I won't say which ones where I'm like, okay, oh, good kick. Good Lord. Dropped her. But there are some close counts where it's just like, okay, there needed to be a little bit more sympathetic energy there because it looked like the ref was just not counting fully.
Yes.
That one that we just saw was great for everybody involved.
Right. I was watching Broken Skull Sessions earlier today, Mankind's episode, and it was a match with The Rock, and it's hilarious because they're both watching The Rock and they're doing the count, and The Rock's eyes are just wide open waiting for the 2 so that he can, so that he can hop out of it. And they're both,
That's
and Mankind or Mick Foley and Austin both are just like, bastard didn't close his eyes. What an amateur.
Flip.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice
man.
flip. Was that it? No.
That was also a bad close count. That ref really held his hand up. But nice reversal. Oh,
beautiful.
That cheat and went out. Wow.
I'm guessing Trish is the heel.
I think so.
If there even is one,
Lita definitely got a louder pop when she came out. Nice little flip there.
Reverse DDT.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, yeah, she did the reverse twist of fate. That was like her
twist of fate.
Yep, the twist of fate.
That's what I have you here for, man. I'm like, is that a pile driver? Ring Rana?
Oh man, she about to win this match? Maybe. That's a little
3
change on Raw. Wow.
Whoa.
Cool.
I was not expecting that.
Neither. I wonder if this was Lita's they might be saying.
Lita! I can't believe the effort, the heart, both women displayed. But Lita tonight, the better woman, Lita tonight is the new women's champion.
She must have won it before this. Why?
Former champions in the house. First Triple H and now Trish Stratus. No matter what she had to go through, Lita would not be denied here tonight. It was physically intense. Well, you got that right. I've never seen anything like
someone
this.
expected it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I always love when you see signs for like wrestlers who might be making their appearance, and they're like,
because I feel like it was a lot. Nowadays, you go on Twitter like an hour before Raw, and they'll tell you every match that's going to happen that night. I wonder, there must have been a way to figure that out back then. 20 years ago.
I'll tell you where, Andrew. The Rounding the Squared Circle newsletter by Ryan Sprague.
I love that name. That's a great name. Come on. Rounding the Square. Come on.
I'm a writer, apparently. People have told me.
Oh man. What a great match. Yeah. Jinx.
And did you hear JR say that first Triple H and now
yeah. I'm glad. No knock to Lawler. I'm glad that that's all I had to hear him say about the women that evening. That stuff. It was there. Few things have aged as poorly as that man hound dogging about all the women. Just a woman that exists.
He likes baby dogs.
There it is.
Puppies.
There it is. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Oh man, this is finally something that's just fallen out of the lexicon. I wonder if Gen Z would have no point of reference for that, and they're better off for it. But that was great. That was a great match. Like, especially for a Raw, like to tune into a Raw and have that be the main event and have it be a title changing hands. Like, that's all very exciting stuff and just a good match. Do you have any like earlier memories of either of those two wrestlers? Like, is there anything that pops into your head when you think of Lita or Trish Stratus?
I mean, I always liked Lita because I was a huge Hardy Boys fan. And I just loved the aesthetic. I remember back then I was totally rocking like the baggy cargos and And I loved everything about them, the edge that they brought to the WWE. And I just really liked watching Lita. Like, I'd never really seen a female wrestler doing stuff off top ropes like her. I know she was trained in Mexico for a good portion of her training. And it shows. I mean, she is one of the leading pioneers in terms of like female wrestlers, not divas, but female wrestlers. So, so many good memories of just not matches in particular, but just being so pumped when I knew that she was going to be at an event. How about you?
Lita, similarly, I remember first getting introduced to her in WrestleMania 2000, her and Essa Rios, which are like in a long line of him, especially people who were like made for better video game characters than they did for as like in real life wrestlers. If that makes sense. It is. She was not that like you see her like obviously like break away from that and get into her own, like come into her own, especially once she like goes to the Hardy Boys and then kind of like breaks apart from them. And there was a period of time where she wasn't, attached to anyone.
Yeah.
And with Trish Stratus, I remember specifically, like with TNA, with that introduction, or T and A, it was T and A or T and A, like you get the joke, but it was Test and Albert. And
that's right.
May he rest in peace. But with those two, that was like they were a big tag team, and she was like just had a cool, like the long like trench coat and the cowboy hat, and there was just something very imposing about her, and that felt like. I don't think there was some arm candy elements to it, but more often than not, she was like ordering these two huge dudes around. And I thought that was pretty rad. And it's so like, it was believable. You believed that she could make them do whatever she wanted, like through this kind of like gruffness. It was pretty, I thought she had a really good introduction, and they clearly knew that they had something with her because she was prominent for a long time. And even recently, there's a lot of respect put on her name and the efforts that she gives in the WWE. So yeah, really impressive. Like we just watched two legends, which is just really exciting. And it's always fun to go back and be like, oh yeah, there was a time where these two would just put on like an 8-minute banger like this for a Monday Night Raw main event. So yeah,
they are the reason we now have main events with female wrestlers at WrestleMania that are like 20, 30 minutes long. Unlike, back in the day, they'd have 2-3 minutes to do a speed match, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure if you asked any of like the four horsewomen, especially your Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Michelle Monet, and is it Bianca Belair? Is the fourth one? I believe. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But anyway, just these like, they were considered like the next wave of female wrestlers. And I'm sure if you asked any of them, Trish would be somewhere in their hierarchy for inspiration. So, yeah.
Totally.
Just good stuff.
Great match.
Yeah, great match.
All right. Well, I'll see us out for this one, Andrew. We're going to be bringing more of these to you guys. So stay tuned to our Patreon page where you will find these match commentaries and so much more in the near future. Head to patreon.com/somewhere in the ring podcast. And check us out on all social media, subscribe, all that good stuff. And subscribe to the podcast as well. If you haven't already, leave us a rating, a review, all that good stuff. Just look us up, Somewhere in the Ring. And we'll see you next time for another match commentary, Somewhere in the Ring.
Wow.